Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The question says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mu'allimi bi'idhnillahi ta'ala anta bi khairin munima. When someone makes istikhara and they are sure in their decision, what is it that they should look for? Because I'm seeing that the action is somewhat easy, but the emotional side is hard. Or is it a combination of both? Jazakallah khairan wa barakallahu fika mu'allim. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ukhti tilmidha, my dear sister student or female student. May Allah reward you well and bless you in both worlds and give you the success. Istikhara is a long discussion. Its importance, its virtue, its ruling, how to make istikhara properly and how to make it improperly. Alright? It's a very, very, very important issue. Alright? So, with that being said, you have to do many things. The first thing is salat al-istikhara, and then you make al-istishara, in which you seek the advice of others. Shaykh Hussain Taymiyyah, he said, 3 things would lead to success, inshallah, and lack of regret. Take this fa'idah for free. He says, no one is ever regretful if they make istikhara with Allah the Creator. They make istishara, meaning they seek counsel from the created beings. It's a Chinese proverb that says, before you do anything, ask 2 elderly people. Before you do anything, ask 2 old people. That's what they say. And number 3, Shaykh Hussain Taymiyyah, he says, وَثَبَتَ فِي أَمْرِهِ. And then he's firm upon his, as they say, affair. He's firm upon his affair. So, Allah, you ask for guidance, counsel from the people. We added, not even Taymiyyah, we added wise people, whether they're old or young, experienced people. Don't ask fools, but ask people that are wise. Or even ask a fool, rather. You could ask something foolish, because you learn a lot from a fool. And oftentimes, foolish people are wise, but they're just too weak to do it themselves. Or they became wise after a great many years of foolishness. Everyone understand my words? Do not scorn or underestimate anyone. You can learn a lot from a foolish person. Last but not least, he says, وَثَبَتَ فِي أَمْرِهِ. And a person is firm upon their affair. Meaning, I'm going to do it. Bismillah. I'm decisive. I want to stay away from it. Inshallah, no matter how tempting it may be. Everyone understand this? So those are the 3 things that you have to do. As far as what sign do you look for that the istikhara was good or bad, etc. Then if you have a decision, something that you want to do before you make the prayer, and you've made the prayer properly and nothing happens, no obstacle comes, nothing changes, and things become easy for you to walk towards that thing, then bi'idhnillah, that's a sign that the istikhara was accepted, and that is what you should do. And once you have that, put your trust in Allah and move forward. As far as if the opposite happens, obstacles start coming up, difficulties start coming up, then perhaps that's a reason not to do the thing. But it depends, because you may have a difficulty or an obstacle as a challenge and a test, and as it means nothing good comes easy. Everyone understand this? Right. As far as if nothing becomes, so that's the first scenario, that you know what you want to do before. I don't want to marry the sister, but let me make istikhara. I do want to marry the sister, let me make istikhara. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is you're totally dumbfounded. You don't know what you want to do. Should I move forward or should I not? Should I do it or should I do it? I'm not sure. And nothing becomes clear afterwards, no signs, then wait. Don't rush. And istikhara can be made several times. And there's no specific time limit on how long it takes for you to get your result and sign of guidance. What's important is the concept of never depending on one knockout punch to win the fight. Never depend on one knockout blow. Rather, you need a combination and an assortment of punches to successfully win the boxing match. You make istikhara, you seek shura from the people, as we said. Okay, know yourself. I'm a very indecisive person. I'm a scaredy cat, as we say. You're a scaredy cat. You're always scared and indecisive. Bismillah. Put some courage in yourself. Move forward. Or I'm hasty, I'm impulsive. Or a person only sees with his lusts. Or a person is totally emotionally driven and strategically, logically blind. So there's a combination of things that you use to get to the final determination. Everyone understand my words? A combination of things. Everybody clear on this? Tayyip. So that's the answer to the question Allah knows best. Question 2. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My boys want to get a fade. I've only let them have one level cuts. Because from what I knew that from before that this hair should be level 1, long or short. One level, long or short. We looked on your YouTube channel and found a video, fades and mohawks. But I'm still left unsure if it's fine and if it's done, or is it better to leave it off? Barakallah feek. Muallim. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Feek barakallah. Jazakallah khairan for coming back to the original source after watching the video, and hopefully the video was of some benefit to you. At the end of the day, we mentioned the ulama of Islam, they differ on several issues. They differ on what is al-qaza. What is it? Does it mean having a fade? Or does it mean having a mohawk? Or does it mean having a patch of hair there, a patch of hair there? Blots and patches in a pagan manner. Listen carefully. A pagan manner. Or does it mean for someone to have a fade, a modern day fade? Is that what the pagans used to do? Did they have formal barbershops in which a person spends 30 minutes to an hour cutting someone's hair and strategically giving them a fade and shaping up their hair and trimming their hair? Is that what's meant by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Did they have those clippers in the time of the Prophet? It's very important for us to understand and properly get the hadith. Just like the hadith about taking pictures. Is that what's meant by tasweer? Did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have modern means of photography and videography during his time? Or did he mean the things that are done by hand, and which is a great level of skill to make an image of a living creature, and that is imitating Allah's creation? Everyone understand this? This is a difference. So what is al-qaza? And if it is a fade or any type of 2 or 3 level hairstyle, is it haram or is it disliked? Is it haram or is it just disliked? We mentioned that in the video, that the ulama differ on that. So no matter what view you take, there's no reason to say that someone is astray. And that is the only way, and khalas, everything else is haram. As many ignoramuses do. Many ignoramuses, they do this on a daily basis. And that's wrong. Okay? And which the ulama of the sunnah have different views on this hadith and on this issue, as we have explained in the video. And that is why we made the video like that. And that is why we make videos like that who say you leave the people hanging, you leave them on cliffhangers, is unsure. Don't you think I know that? I'm not talking about the questioner right here. I'm talking about the people. Don't you think I know that I didn't give a decisive answer? Don't you think, Ya Akhi, a brother, he says to me, Ya Akhi, can't you just give a simple answer? Don't you think I know that? Yes, I know that. But we're trying to stifle the ignorance of the people that are, or that behave like this. Oh, Sheikh Fulan said it's haram, khalas. Oh, brother Mufti Muhammad Munir, he said it's haram, so khalas. Oh, this is the correct opinion, khalas. Oh, it's haram, your son has the hairstyle of Fir'aun, khalas. We're trying to combat those ignorant fools that behave like this. And the only way of doing that is to shed light upon the issue and how the ulama differ and the richness of the difference. And number 2 is for us to avoid always giving decisive answers. Because if I keep telling you yes, yes, no, no, 100%, and every issue, that leads to the problem. That's like putting on a grease fire with water. It doesn't put out the fire, it adds to the fire. Everyone understand this wisdom? So therefore, that's why we made that video like that, and other videos as well. If you want a simple, brief answer now, I would humbly say, I do not believe that it's haram to get a fade. I do not feel that that is the meaning of the hadith, nor do I feel that that is the application of the hadith to have a fade. And if it was the application of qaza, does it mean that it is haram, or does it mean that it's makruh? So I would not say, once more, my humble opinion, I would not say that that is the meaning of the hadith, and I would not say that it's haram to get a fade, and Allah knows best. Question number 3. And the same applies to having a mohawk as well, or a frohawk, the different styles like this. Obviously, there are levels to these things. There are levels, all right? There are levels. Me personally, I get a flat haircut. Okay, but I don't consider it to have haram to have a fade or have a fade out the back, tapered. I don't consider that to be the understanding of that hadith. That's the view that I take, and Allah knows best. Question 3. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mu'alimi Allah yahfadak. Narrated Ibn Jurayj, I heard Nazi', it says here Nazi', it's supposed to be Nafi' with a fa, an F, saying, the Prophet ﷺ forbade that a man should make another man to get up and sit in his place. I said to Nafi', is it for Jumu'ah prayer only? He replied, for Jumu'ah prayer and for other prayer. Sahih Bukhari Hadith 911 and Book 11 Hadith 35, USC MSA Web English Volume 2 Book 13 Hadith number 34. My son told me that a brother in the masjid told him to move to the row behind so that he can move into my son's space and pray. I want to know, can the above hadith be used relating to this scenario? And does the senior have superiority over the younger in this situation? Should my son have moved for him? Jazakallahu khairan wa barakallahu fika kathiran. Ya mu'allim fi dunya wal akhirah. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ameen, and you as well. Jazakallahu khairan for the question and for providing the source. Thank you very much. No, a senior is not allowed to do that. He's not allowed to get somebody up and move someone out of the way. If they were there first, he's not allowed to do that. And that hadith of Ibn Umar is general, as Ibn Umar clearly mentioned. For Jumu'ah and other than Jumu'ah, someone's seat you're not allowed to take. Period. Unless they allow it and they humble themselves and say, "Tafaddal, shit, go ahead." That's one thing. As long as they are behaving properly, they're dressed properly, they have the proper wudu, the young child, that's his seat. He got there first. As far as if he's playing around and laughing and joking, then that's a different story. You have no place on the front row, no question, because you're going to disturb the people. And what if the imam makes a mistake or something? You, no doubt about that. Okay, being irresponsible. But if a child is of age and mature, it's their seat. You can't make them get up because you're old. If the child wants to be nice and kind, let an older brother take the seat. Faddal. And if not, it's my seat. And Allah's messenger gave me this right. So that is incorrect. Alright, and that's oftentimes a cultural norm. Obviously, we had a concept of children standing in the back, and then they make a mistake to put all the kids on the back row by themselves to play around. That's even more messed up, because now no one is watching them. So the importance is to teach your son the etiquettes of the masjid from a young age. Listen, son, when you come into the masjid, you say Assalamu alaikum. You step in with your right foot. You say this dua. You can't wear those short shorts in the masjid, son. You can't come in the masjid. Don't come in the masjid with all these crazy things and images on your shirt, son. You have to make wudu, son. You urinate this way. You clean yourself from urine like that, son. And when he gets 4 and 5, you put him on the throne. You teach him the adab of the masjid. You raise them and you nurture them from a young age, and not let the children do whatever they want to do. Children are allowed to play. They're allowed to have fun. Alhamdulillah, that's natural. They're going to laugh. They're going to joke. They're kids. And they should be kids. And their childhood should not be stripped from them as it was stripped from many of us. They should be allowed to enjoy themselves, but it doesn't mean to waste. It doesn't mean they're allowed to just waste. And Allah knows best. Question 4. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you and your family, Sheikh. Ameen. Is there a difference between brown, yellow discharge and white discharge that does not come at the time of menstruation? Does a woman have to make wudu after she gets brown, yellow discharge and her regular discharge? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you as well. This discharge that comes, and a woman has a regular cycle, and it doesn't come during the days of the regular cycle, whether it's after the regular cycle or before the regular cycle, then it's not menses. It's not the blood of menses. As far as if it comes right before the regular cycle, it's supposed to come in the first day or the beginning of the month, it's the 30th, the 31st, then that's one thing. My cycle comes at the end of the month, it's the 29th, 28th. Precaution, that's a different story. Okay? Or you have no regular menstruation at all. Alright? So if it's not during the regular time and you have a normal menstrual cycle, then it's not considered the blood of menstruation. As far as does it break the wudu or not, then as we have explained before in many classes and lectures, and Allah knows best, perhaps we'll have perhaps we'll publish a book on this topic, whether it's a study or an actual translation, with regards to these types of discharge, or this type of discharge and these things that women have. Does it break the wudu or not? Okay, that's a very deep and important issue, and it's a very commonly asked issue. Sisters ask this all of the time, and it happens all of the time. It's very common. with regards to wudu, menstruation, etc. These types of fluids or this discharge, does it break the wudu? Is it najis or not, etc. Okay? The simple brief answer now is, and Allah knows best, is that there's different types of discharge, of course. The safest thing to do is to make wudu. That's the safest thing to do. And the safest thing to do is to try your best to discard of that discharge through some type of sanitary shield, even if you're not menstruating. So even if you're not menstruating, a sanitary shield, if that's what they call it, okay, all right, and make the wudu afterwards. If a woman is not wearing that type of shield, or sanitary shield, or panty shield as they call it, and if she wants to briskly rinse or wash her underpants and make the wudu, then that is the best and safest thing to do. However, if it's something in which it isn't an issue of brown or yellow discharge, but just an issue of just normal moistness and things like this that happens throughout an entire day, a sister says all day long it's like this, it's like that, then that's not necessarily considered to be najis, nor does it break the wudu. And the proof to say that it breaks the wudu has to be established. However, most of the ulama, a vast majority of them, they say ma kharaja min as-sabilain. They say anything that comes out of a person's two holes, their private part and their rear end, breaks wudu. That's the view of most of the ulama. Anything, urine, blood, semen, seminal fluid, discharge, moistness, wetness, anything that comes out of the two exits, a man's penis, a woman's vagina, a man's anus, a woman's anus, they say it breaks the wudu. So that's the safest thing to do, as I've just explained. But the strongest view, or my personal view or opinion with regards to the issue and how it happens and reoccurs, a sister has to keep making wudu, she has to keep changing her clothes, keep washing her underwear. That's something that has to be proven. Inshallah ta'ala, hopefully that is clear. Bi-idhnillah, Allah surely knows best.